The first time I saw the flashing red and blue lights outside my house, my heart nearly stopped. I thought maybe there had been an accident on our quiet suburban street. But when I saw two officers walking toward my door with grim expressions, I realized something was terribly wrong. My son, Ethan, was sitting on the porch swing with his noise-canceling headphones on, swaying back and forth and humming. He's autistic, and rocking helps him calm down. One officer turned to me and asked, "Are you the guardian of that boy?" His tone was sharp, almost accusatory. I nodded, trying to steady my voice. "Yes. He's my son. What's going on?" The answer nearly made me collapse. "We got a call about a suspicious individual loitering in the neighborhood," the officer said, his eyes still locked on Ethan. "We were told he's been wandering onto lawns, frightening neighbors." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My boy wasn't dangerous, he was gentle, kind, and harmless. He just loved exploring, sometimes pacing across yards while muttering movie lines he'd memorized. I knew instantly who had made the call, the HOA president, Karen, who had been complaining about Ethan for months. She claimed his odd behavior and lack of respect for property lines made other residents uncomfortable. I'd brushed off her threats before, but this time she had called the cops on my child. I walked the officers inside, sat them down, and calmly explained Ethan's diagnosis. I showed them his therapy notes, his doctor's letters, even his individualized education plan from school. To their credit, their demeanor softened, but the damage had been done. Ethan sat frozen in the corner, scared because flashing lights and loud voices overwhelm him. My hands trembled with anger as I thought, they see him as a threat. A child. My child. The next morning, I called for an emergency HOA meeting. Karen strutted into the clubhouse with her usual air of superiority, clutching her binder of community complaints. She didn't even look ashamed. "Your son," she began loudly, so everyone in the room could hear, "is a disruption. He frightens residents. If you can't keep him under control, maybe this neighborhood isn't the right fit for you." I stood slowly, my jaw tight, and let out the truth I'd been holding back for months. I'm not just Ethan's father. I'm also the district attorney for this county. The room went silent. Karen's smirk faltered for the first time. I continued, my voice steady but filled with steel. "Last night, you weaponized the police against a disabled child. You knowingly called a false report on my son, who has done nothing illegal. That is not only cruel, it is criminal." Karen sputtered, trying to backpedal, but I pressed on. "The Americans with Disabilities Act protects Ethan. Discrimination of this kind can lead to civil and criminal liability. If you or this HOA harass my son again, I will personally see to it that charges are filed. And believe me, I win cases." For once, Karen was silent. The other board members shifted uncomfortably in their seats. One elderly neighbor even stood up and said, "We didn't know. We thought he was just different. We're sorry." Karen stormed out, red-faced, but her power had been shattered. In the weeks that followed, something unexpected happened. The same neighbors who had once looked at Ethan with suspicion began approaching me with genuine concern. A retired teacher offered to help him with reading. A young couple with kids invited Ethan to play in their yard, making sure he felt included. Slowly, the walls of fear and ignorance began to crumble, replaced with understanding. One evening, I found Ethan sitting on the porch swing again, but this time he wasn't alone. The neighbor's little boy sat beside him, listening intently as Ethan recited lines from his favorite superhero movie. For the first time in months, I saw my son smile without fear. That night, as I tucked Ethan into bed, I promised him, "No one will ever make you feel unsafe in your own home again. Not while I'm here." The message I carry from that day is simple but powerful: ignorance breeds cruelty, but truth and courage can change hearts. My son taught me that strength doesn't always look like winning in court, it looks like standing tall for the ones you love, no matter who stands against you. And as for Karen? She eventually resigned from the HOA after other families began to push back against her. The neighborhood is quieter now, kinder, more aware. And Ethan? He still rocks on the porch swing, humming his favorite songs, but now, he does it with friends by his side.